Okay, if you have federal student loans, you really need to listen up. Your world is about to change in a big way. By July 1st, 2026, the entire system is getting an overhaul. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to know to be prepared. So let's get right into it. All right, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. The SAVE plan, the one that millions of you enrolled in, it's gone. It's been blocked by the courts, and it's being replaced with a totally new system. So if you are counting on SAVE, it is absolutely critical that you understand what's coming next. So how did we get here? It all happened incredibly fast. Back in 2023, the SAVE plan was rolled out, and it was seen as this super generous repayment plan. But it pretty much immediately faced legal challenges. And by 2024, the courts had sided with its opponents, putting a stop to it. Then, in 2025, new legislation didn't just end SAFE for good, it created its replacement, the Repayment Assistance Plan, or RAP, which is set to launch on July 1st, 2026. And that brings us to right now. With SAVE officially off the table, this new RAP plan is going to be the main income-driven option going forward. So what is it exactly? And more importantly, how is it going to affect your wallet? Let's break it down. At its core, the idea is pretty simple. Our MIP is what's called an income-driven repayment plan. And all that really means is your payment isn't some fixed number. It's tied directly to how much you earn. So if you have a great year and your income goes up, you'll pay a bit more. But if you hit a rough patch and make less, your payment goes down right along with you. So how is RAP different from the old plans you might be used to? Well, there are 3 huge changes. First, the math is way simpler. It uses a straight percentage of your adjusted gross income, or AGI. That's the number from your tax return. Second, and this is a total game changer, it comes with full interest protection. This means your loan balance cannot grow as long as you make your payments. But, and this is a big one, here's the trade-off. The loan forgiveness timeline is longer. We're talking 30 years of payments. Okay, let's get to the part that really matters for your budget, the numbers. How is your actual monthly payment calculated under this new RAP plan? Let's look at the formula. RAP uses what's called a progressive sliding scale. If you look at the chart, you can see that the percentage of your income you pay goes up as you earn more, and it maxes out at 10%. The formula is actually pretty straightforward. You take your AGI, you multiply it by the percentage for your income bracket, and then you just divide that by 12. And here's another key detail for families. For every dependent you have, you get to shave $50 right off that final monthly payment. Let's make this real. So meet Sarah. She's a teacher. Her AGI is $42,000. That puts her in the 4% bracket. So 42,000 times 4% is 1,680. Divide that by 12 months, and her monthly payment is a nice, straightforward $140. Simple as that. Now let's look at a family. We've got Marcus and his wife. They file their taxes jointly with a combined AGI of $75,000. That puts them in the 7% bracket. So the initial calculation comes out to $437.50 a month. But remember, they have 2 kids, so they get to subtract $50 for each kid, bringing their final payment all the way down to $337.50. And this last example really shows you how the plan is designed to help people who are just starting out. Meet Priya, a recent grad who's making $18,000 a year. She's in that lowest 1% bracket, which makes her payment just $15 a month. I mean, that's a truly manageable amount that gives her some breathing room while she gets her career off the ground. Now, on top of that payment calculation, RAP has 2 more really powerful features that are designed to solve one of the biggest headaches with old loan plans, balances that just keep growing. First is the interest subsidy. So for Priya, if her $15 payment doesn't even cover her monthly interest, the government pays the rest. Her balance will never go up. Second, the government also chips in to make sure at least $50 of your principal gets paid down each and every month, so you're always making progress. So if you're already a borrower, you're basically at a crossroads now. You have a big decision to make, and it's a really important one. The fundamental question is this: should you switch over to the new RAP plan, or should you stick with one of the older plans like income-based repayment or IBR? And honestly, the answer is going to be different for everyone. It really depends on your specific situation. So what it all comes down to is a trade-off. Staying with an older plan like IBR could get you to loan forgiveness faster. We're talking 20 or 25 years. But switching to RAP, while yeah, it extends that timeline to 30 years, gives you that incredibly powerful interest protection, which guarantees your balance won't balloon out of control. It is also so important to know that if you have Parent Plus loans, RAP is not an option for you at all. Okay, I need everyone to listen very closely to this. This is probably the single most important rule to remember. If you're on an older plan and you decide to take out any new federal loan after July 1st, 2026, all of your existing loans will be automatically yanked into the IRAP plan. And that means your forgiveness clock resets to zero. This is absolutely crucial.
Okay, so knowing all of this, what do you actually need to do? Let's walk through a clear step-by-step action plan to help you get a handle on all these changes.
Before we get to that checklist, there are a few really critical rules to keep in your back pocket. First, remember who is not eligible for RAP. Parent Plus, FFEL, and Perkins loans are all excluded. Second, and this is huge for your long-term planning, starting in 2026, any loan amount that's forgiven under RAP will be treated as taxable income. This is that tax bomb you might have heard about, and it could mean a very big tax bill in the year your loans are finally forgiven. The one major exception here is for folks in public service. Your forgiveness under PSLF stays completely tax-free. Okay, here it is, your 6-step checklist to navigate this big change. Step 1. First things first, log in to studentaid.gov. You have to know exactly what repayment plan you're on right now. Step 2. Next, grab your latest tax return, find your adjusted gross income, and use the formula we talked about to calculate your potential RA payment. Compare it to what you're paying now. Step 3. This one's for everyone who is on this SAVE plan. You're going to be put in a temporary forbearance, but you must actively choose a new plan. Don't just wait for them to put you in one you don't want. Step 4. If you're working towards public service loan forgiveness, this is a great time to recertify your employment and just make sure you're on track. Step 5. If you have those Parent Plus loans that aren't eligible for RAP, it's time to call your loan servicer and figure out what your specific options are. And finally, Step 6. Be extremely careful. Before you even think about borrowing any new federal loans, you have to understand that it could automatically switch you to RAP and completely reset that forgiveness clock.
Wow, we have covered a lot today. From the end of the SAVE plan to the nuts and bolts of this new RAP system, the whole goal here was to give you the information you need to take back control. So I'll leave you with this question. Have you done the math yet? Do you know what your payment will be? And have you decided what the best path forward is for your financial future? Because now is the time to find out.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also hit the bell icon for latest videos and updates.